You know, Antonio, we might need earmuffs for this for you because Salma is turning up the heat in Magic Mike. The trailer is so... Have you not seen this?
No. I have to, because I have to see you in the middle of that game.
There's more in the movie. It's just a little, it's literally a teaser.
These acrobatics are insane. How did you do it?
You were doing acrobatics?
He was acrobatic my body without, you know, I just had to learn how to...
This is getting more and more interesting. Explain to me more things about that.
He almost dropped me once, but it was my fault.
He dropped you. I mean, you're doing
upside down, by the way.
Somebody's doing acrobatics with you.
Somebody's grabbing me and doing all kinds of things with me, and you have to kind of learn how to like let the other person do acrobatics with your body.
I'm gonna watch. Vamos, I mean, I have to see that.
It's so good.
And so you go on the pasarela too? Did you do some kind of?
No. In this one. They dance for me, baby.
Oh,
yes.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
So you're like a madame?
I did the dance before. Now it's... No, I'm not a madame. I am a theater producer.
Ah, okay.
It's so good.
But you know, I have to cast them.
Yeah.
I have to cast them. They have to dance for me.
Okay. Yeah. So you have fun, right?
I did. It was not a bad day at the office.
It looked good to me.
You know what? It was a dream of mine to work with Steven Soderbergh.
So good. I'm so happy you got him.
He's incredible. He's like an octopus. He's lighting, operating, directing, editing, writing.
Yeah. It's so good. I saw the movie. It is so good. Puss in Boots and Kitty Softpaws are back. Talk to me about these characters' undeniable chemistry.
You go first.
Well, it's slightly different too. It's the 5th time I play Puss in Boots, and in this occasion the movie goes further than normal. Goes to another place, almost existentialist, you know. And the character just realizes that out of his 9 lives, he got 1 left, and that changes completely the ball game. Now he becomes human, because we all would be great heroes if we knew that we had 9 lives. Of course, we would risk anything because we have 7, 6, 5, 4. But now that he got the last one, it's a completely different thing. He becomes a little bit more vulnerable, paranoid. He got a panic attack in the middle of the movie. He got this kind of hyperventilating things. And, but at the same time, he goes through a beautiful adventure. This dark forest, in a way, is a kind of a metaphor of what life is all about. It's a roller coaster of good and evil. And at the end, he doesn't get what he's looking for, but he gets something better. And the people have to go watch the movie just to see what it is.
It's a good lesson to learn.
Yes.
You said something funny about Puss aging. You said, I felt like I was visiting a very dear friend, clever friend, that I hadn't heard from a few years. We both have grayer whiskers and are no longer the brash young players we used to be. Tell me a little bit about that, you and Puss aging together.
It's true. I did, for the first time, the first session that I did for Puss in Boots was here in New York. And it was at the end of January, beginning of February of 2003. That was 20 years ago. I was actually performing on Broadway here. And we took a very interesting decision at the time. Because, you know, they asked me, of course, to use my accent because there is no way that I can get out of it. But at the same time, they asked me to do a very little voice for the cat. And when I saw the size of the cat in comparison with Donkey and the rest of the bunch, I decided just to say, why don't you just try me to do a very big voice, something that is completely in the opposite direction it should be. And they took both versions to Los Angeles, and a couple of days after they called me and said, well, we're going to go with the big one because everybody was laughing here and stuff like that. So that was interesting because it changed completely the whole entire existence of Puss in Boots on the screen.
Salma, you have also talked about your accent, and I think it's really beautiful how both of your accents are very much embraced in this movie. Did you have any kind of fears getting into acting, going into Hollywood, that they wouldn't accept your accent?
No, I was too naive. I had no idea that was going to be a problem until I arrived. And you know, it was not an easy road, but I was very lucky that my first screen test that I ever did was with Antonio, and I think that Antonio, of course, was at a completely different place than me, and he was very, very famous all over the world already, and very loved and accepted, and he was very supportive, but also it gave me hope, and he was very confident. He was, even though people would say things about our accents, he didn't care. And it didn't stop him, and so it was really healthy to be around him, and it was gave me a lot do strength. Yeah, I know. It's the only way that you're for, you know, for my how do you say these courage, you know?
Yeah. You two on screen are so iconic together. I loved your first film together, Desperado. Do you remember your first impressions of each other? I have this photo from way back when.
Of course, because I'm telling you, it was my first my first test, my screen test, and there were a lot of other girls too, and of course he was like the superstar and the Hispanic hero, and he was so humble and fun and down to earth and supportive and loving, and we got to speak Spanish, which was great, and so it was a very good impression. How do you say, humanized this thing that I had seen Madonna go crazy for, and he was just such a nice guy.
Yeah.
No, my first impression was that, of course, she was beautiful and sexy, but very smart. I immediately just realized how smart she was. She could read people in a second. You cannot hide anything from her because she got this quality of actually reading whatever you're thinking in the moment. And that was actually something that she can transport to the screen. I realize, because there are people that are very smart in real life, and then they put them in front of a camera and they lose that. But she didn't have that. She didn't lose anything.
That's really what's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know how many years it's been made. 25 years. We've been laughing for 25 years, you and I.
Yeah.
From that first moment until today.
Yeah.
We've had so many laughter, so much laugh. So much joy,
Yeah, that's the secret.
I would like to say something about our accents that is, I think, important. When I landed here in America, I did a movie called The Mambo Kids. It's a long time ago.
Oh my God, I love it.
And then, all the Spanish actors that were working in the movie says, if you want to stay here in America, you're going to play villains. As for Spanish people and for blacks, that's what you guys are going to do. And then, like 5-6 years after, I was with a hat and a mask and a cape and a sword. And the bad guy in the movie was blonde, he got blue eyes, and he spoke perfect English, and he got an accent. Now, Puss in Boots is for kids, and it's important. It's not a silly thing that the hero, this little kitty cat, speaks with an accent, the heroine speaks with an accent, and the bad guy speaks perfect English.
With an accent, British.
In a way, it's interesting for a Hollywood that looks for diversity.
Yes.
That goes into the mind of kids in a very interesting way, without any kind of prejudgment or anything like that. I think it's a good thing, and I think it's very good for our community, for our Spanish community.
I couldn't agree more. My father's Colombian. He's a first generation here. And he, it's so good to see kids.
But you know what?
This.
What's important is that everybody is funny.
Yeah.
And everybody at the same, villains or not villains, everybody has redeeming qualities, and we all want to wish for something. At the end of the day, we all want a wish.
So finally, wrapping this up with a quick co-stars uncensored. So you guys just quickly tell me who's the bigger troublemaker out of you two? What you admire the most about each other?
Oh, Antonio is one of the people that I want to be with him, like him, that he never stops having this sense of wonderment about life and passion about everything he does. And with the time, it's not less, it's more. He really enjoys it. He really saborea la vida. ¿Cómo se dice?
Taste life.
Savors life.
Yes.
And everything he does. And that is wonderful to have around.
We all receive our game when we get born. I love from Salma the way that she played with the cards that life gave her. Brilliant.
So good. Such a good answer.
Baby, thank you.
And finally, we asked George and Julia this for their last movie. Did you ever have a no dating policy for each other?
What do you mean by that?
Like, did you ever say, we're just gonna be friends?
He was always married.
Oh, there you go.
He was always married.
Happily married man.
I was born married.
Yeah.
Antonio was literally born. You were married.
Natural born married.
Naturally born. You were what, to 22?
I've been married more than half my life. I got married with 20-something, 25, I think. The first time I'm 62, but let's do the mathematics.
Well, we love your friendship. You guys are amazing. I can't wait for everyone to see this film.
I love our
Amazing.
friendship.
Me too.
I savor it. How do you say?
Savor it. Yes.